people of British Columbia don't want me to write a prescription without a proper diagnosis of poverty. I need to look at the X-ray, CT scan, blood report to tell you as to what is the right prescription for to deal with poverty. I got into this experience to have first-hand experience as to how poverty impacts the lives of people, what are the challenges of people who live in poverty, and during this time I am meeting with them, listening to their stories, and also looking into the solutions. And I can probably make some comments about what we need to do to help the people living in poverty after going through this experience. I cannot write prescription before looking into the reality.
Today we wanted to let you see what kind of accommodation you can rent for the welfare shelter portion, and we also wanted to show you what kind of food you can buy, hopefully, with the amount that welfare allots. So I'll just let Jagrup tell you about all that.
Yeah, you wanted me to do the difficult thing, right?
Yeah.
Yesterday, I found how difficult it is for someone living in poverty or on welfare to rent a room that is affordable. Affordable for $375, the amount given to a person on welfare. I have been looking for housing. I've seen various places. I did search on internet. And I also went to a place called Highland House, an organization that help low-income people find housing. I went there, I met a person named Tammy, the worker who assists people finding affordable private housing. She gave me a list of housing rooms available that were affordable to me. There were probably 13 different rooms listed in that list, and she asked me to call all of them. I started calling and setting up appointments. I was able to set up 4 appointments with landlords, and then we went to see those houses. When we went out, the first house we saw that had 4 rooms, that was a dirty, filthy looking old house with 4 little rooms, and the room he showed me, the rent for that one was $450, and there was no laundry available in that room, and that is a place where anyone wouldn't want to stay for 2 days or even 1 day. Then we went to another place, a house, another very dirty, filthy looking old house. There were 4 rooms in that house, very small rooms. And the room he was offering to me had one single bed, one little table on the side, a TV on top of it, and there was little more space in that room, half the size of single bed, and that was for $450 as well. And then he showed me another room, which was on the side of the house. That was a kind of heartbreaking, shocking for me. I will reluctantly tell you that story because I become emotional when I tell the story of that particular room. This was a room on the side of the house. It was like a closet. It was 3 feet wide, 7 feet long, and with a single bed in it, occupying the whole space. You could barely step in and then go straight to your bed. That was the room, and there was no window in this room. And then the landlord told me that the person who's coming to occupy that room is a patient. And patient who's coming from hospital after an operation. And so when he told me that, that was very heartbreaking, shocking, unimaginable for me to hear that people have to choose to live in those kind of places. There was a time that tears start rolling out of my eyes, and I had to hid my tears from the worker who was with me at that time, helping me find a place. I have seen 6 or 7 other rooms. Majority of them were basements, suites, and they were all shared accommodation, that you have to share the accommodation with somebody. And I want to say this and emphasize this, that it is not possible to find a room with $500. It is not possible to find a standalone private room with a small kitchen and a washroom with less than $500. That's the reality out there. And so what is happening? That the shared accommodation like this house is becoming a common practice. It is becoming also a new business because we don't have affordable housing for the people of BC. The person who showed me the closet-like room owns actually 50 rooms. He is making $20,000 on the backs of the poor of BC, and with the help of the ministry, who is paying, of course, income assistance to people, and people are living in those conditions. So some people are making money on the backs of the poor of this province, and that, in my opinion, is unacceptable and immoral. So that's the housing story. And I also yesterday went out first time to buy grocery. You know, when you are on welfare, it is very hard to budget what you can buy. My budget yesterday for a week was $30. When you go to buy grocery, you don't look for quality food, you look for the price of the food. And that's what I did. With $30 weekly grocery budget, you can buy survival food only, not food for healthy living. And that's a reality. That's the other part of my story, which I went through yesterday. Any questions?
How did you find this room?
Speak of this room too. This was also one of the rooms that came to my shortlisting, and I spoke to this person. I came here, I saw the room. When I saw the room, this is like a 7-star hotel as compared to the other rooms I've been talking to you, and affordable. It is $375. This house is being shared by 7 different people, and we share the kitchen, all of us, and I share the washroom with one more person.
And the other tenants speak positively of them, and you know, like you said, it's what, a 7-star hotel compared to some of the places in the East End, and there should be minimum standards for homes that rent out rooms. Like these absentee landlords just don't put any money into these homes, and people are living 3 or 4 in a bedroom, and you know, it's unsafe conditions, and you know, the fellow that originally is renting that room happens to be in detox. He's in a 90-day treatment program in Miracle Valley, so his room is available. And Jagrup, you know, he's doing this experiment. So, you know, because it's already rented out, that I didn't want any rent, and I told him just to donate it to the food bank. And like I'm already collecting rent for his room, so I didn't want to double rent. So a lady was going to give me a check, and I just said give it to the food bank. So thousands of people live like this, and there should be minimum standards of quality and safety, and unfortunately there isn't. So Jagrup's, his cause is probably a little bit different than mine. And
poverty is not very easy, right? I said you struggle the whole day for hunger. Then you worry about your next day and next day and next day, right? I don't have those worries because I know for me it will be over after 31 days. But at the same time, it's a huge change for me living life on 610, walking. I walk probably more than what I walk probably in 6 months in my job, right? That's the change you go through. And I haven't eaten food of my choice for the last 4 days. That's the change you go through. So your life entirely changes. You have to suddenly become part of 7 other individuals you don't know, and you need to adjust with them. You need to just live the life which is not your own, which is you're forced to be in. I've been very clear from the very beginning that I don't pretend that my experience is as real as a real person on income assistance or in poverty. At the same time, I didn't get into this experience that lightly. As I said earlier, the issue of poverty is the most profound in this country. We cannot ignore. We have a choice to make. We can close our eyes and let the status quo play the role, and we can be leader and start taking actions. And I have just taken a little step. British Columbia is a rich province, and we can do better. People want us to do better. I understand the challenges of economy, and that's why I'm looking for practical solutions that will help the needy people as well as that will make sense to taxpayers.